Hello, friends, welcome to our series India After Independence. Let's continue the Indira era. Congress was split in 1969. Some of the syndicate members like K. Kamraj, S. K. Patil won by elections and joined hands with their old foe Morarji Desai to reassert party say in government working. After poor performance in 1967 polls, party was in a dilemma over future course of action and party launched 10-point program in 1967 as a part of its socialist agenda, and it comprised nationalization of banks and general insurance, state trading in imports and exports of trade, ceiling on urban property and income, curb on monopolies, public distributions of food grains, rapid implementation of land reforms, house sites for the poor, and abolition of princely privileges. It also provoked rightists among Congress like Morarji Desai and the then President Nijalingappa. Differences between Syndicate and Indira grew, and Syndicate had plans in 1969 to dislodge Indira as PM, but Indira Gandhi still adopted a cautious approach. Death of President Zakir Hussain in 1969 precipitated events as Syndicate wanted to have their own man in the office and nominated Sanjeev Reddy, a member of the syndicate. Indira now decided to put her feet down and took away finance portfolio from Desai and assumed this role herself. Immediately, she decided nationalization of 14 banks and withdrawal of privileges from princes. These moves became very popular among masses and left parties. In presidential elections, also, she didn't issue a whip and instead called party workers to vote according to their conscience, and as a result, V.V. Giri, Venkat Bahargiri ji, the former president, vice president, and an independent candidate won. A humiliated syndicate expelled her from party as a disciplinary action, and party was divided as Congress R, led by Indira, R standing for requisitions, and Congress O, led by syndicate, O standing for organizations. Over the time, Congress R became the Congress which existed today. In 1970, the government abolished managing agency system which had enabled a handful of capitalists to control a large number of industrial enterprises in which they had little financial stake. Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act was also passed in 1969 to prevent excessive wealth concentration in hands of a few capitalists. Land ceiling agenda was taken again. She also launched the much delayed fourth plan. However, her party was a minority government and had to face pressure from other parties. On the issue of Supreme Court challenging abolition of privy purse of princely state, which was done by 24th Constitutional Amendment, she dissolved the Lok Sabha and announced fresh elections. Other parties of heterogeneous ideologies like Jansangh, Swatantra Party, Congress O formed a grand alliance and called for Indira Hatao. She countered it with Garibi Hatao, which proved more effective, and Grand Alliance suffered a major defeat and Indira won majority. Almost after swearing in as PM after 1971 elections, Bangladesh crisis broke out. It was a direct challenge to the two nations theory itself that people of one religion from one nation, political and economic elites of West Pakistan has dominated the scene, and people of East Pakistan had no mechanism to air their grievances as Pakistan had been under military rule for a significant period. They threw a pavement, vented their grievances, and called for political democracy and greater autonomy for East Pakistan, but they were suppressed instead. Elections were held by General Yahya Khan, in which Bengal's Awami League won 99% seats of East Pakistan and the overall majority. But the army and Yahya Khan, backed by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, didn't allow him to form government, and when Rahman launched a protest movement, he was arrested. It also led to terror of army in form of innocent killings, arrest of intellectuals, rapes, illegal detentions, etc. in East Pakistan. A large section of East Pakistan police and paramilitary organizations revolted. Many leaders of Awami League escaped to Calcutta and formed their government in exile and organized Mukti Bahini and launched fires, underground movement and guerrilla warfare. Hindus and other minorities like Sikhs were special targets, and more than 10 lakh refugees had taken refuge in India by that time at a great humanitarian cost to India, and it left India with no choice but to intervene. Pakistan in the meanwhile spread the propaganda that the insurgency had been instigated by India. But India rubbished this claim and supported the cause of people of Bengal. Thank you.